Good evening and welcome to Small Time TV. I would like to first welcome everybody that's watching tonight and acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Woiwurrung Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge any First Nations people who are either with us here tonight at Small Time or streaming from your devices wherever you're watching us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stoked, thrilled, overly excited to welcome to Small Time TV today, Surprise Chef. Welcome.
What's up? How you doing?
You ready to play a few songs?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you going to start with?
This song is dedicated to a great man of Brunswick, Mr. Bob Nob, whose legacy has been carried out just a couple of blocks from here. The song is called Drinking from the Cup of Bob Nob.
Awesome. Shout outs to Bob Nob. Amazing. Surprise chef live on Small Time TV. Thank you so much, everybody. That was...
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So, Stucky, you're the only one with the microphone, so I'm going to be looking to you for the answers, but wanting everybody to kind of know that I'm also including you here in the questions. But
Great.
Yeah.
This is the kind of powerful position that I really thrive in, I think.
I know, I figure this wasn't an accident.
No.
Yeah.
No, everyone had microphones at the start, and I said, no. This won't be. I'll do the talking.
Well, on that note, can you introduce everyone for us, Stucky?
Absolutely. On the pots and pans, we have Andrew Congus.
Hello.
Bass guitar is Mr. Carl Lindenberg. Yeah. And on the knickknacks in the corner is Jethro Curtin.
Yay! You've got some impressive knickknacks going on. That sounds ruder than it meant to. But, yeah. And Stucky.
Oh, and me.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to Small Time TV, Surprise Chef. Do any of you actually cook well?
Yeah, well, Carl and Jethro and I all live together, and there's about 4 or 5 things we know how to make. We kind of, Jethro does really good burritos. I do a really good spaghetti bolognese. Carl does
Multiple things.
lots of stuff, maybe more than us, the other two combined. But yeah, we cook.
Yeah. But you're named after that 70s Aussie cooking show?
Well, for legal reasons, we probably shouldn't say, but apparently there is a television show somewhat similar to
Oh, yeah.
the name of the band, and maybe I did watch it when I was a kid.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can just pronounce your band name differently.
Yeah, we haven't run into any issues yet, but hopefully no one from Channel 7's watching this.
Yeah. I doubt it. Maybe.
Yeah, I hope not.
Nah. Anyway, it's a great band name and maybe a good show. Less a good show, a great band.
I think I'm covering us from a legal standpoint when I say that people could not get the band and the TV show confused.
True.
So let's say that.
Yeah.
No one ever put Surprise Chef, a television show, on and said, "Oh, I thought this was a band." I don't think that's a thing.
Good job.
Thank you.
Clearing things up for anybody who's worried about ever confusing a band and a show. Thank you. So speaking of names, I'm really glad that you guys are in the studio tonight because I've been wondering this for my entire life. So instead of asking Google, I can ask you directly. So you're an instrumental band. How do you name your tracks? So we heard initially Drinking from the Cup of Bob Knob.
That's
Shout outs to Bob Knob.
Shout outs to Bob. I mean, I think these days most of the songs get written first, and
What was the second track?
it's called All News is Good News.
Oh, the title track.
It's the title track from the record that's out now. Yeah, usually we write the tunes first, and then the names kind of come later. Our working titles are always pretty inadmissible and not good song names. Yeah.
Because they're lewd.
They're not lewd, no. Get your mind out of the gutter, Em. They're just bad song names. So usually the song titles tend to come from strange inside jokes that have kind of been formulated afterwards, I suppose. Sometimes we've written songs with a name in mind, but I think generally the name of the tune... I think the cool thing about instrumental music is because there's no lyrics, there's nobody telling you how you should sort of feel about it. If there's a love song and the person singing's talking about heartbreak or something, then there's really only a handful of ways you can interpret that. Whereas within instrumental music, it's more of the focus is on moods and feelings rather than concepts, perhaps.
So are you trying to evoke something with the title?
Perhaps. But I think the other thing is we've all had a really big, maybe it's just me, but I have a very big chip on my shoulder about appearing serious, and I think the song names have to be a little bit tongue in cheek. Otherwise, I'll worry that people think I take myself seriously.
I gotcha.
I don't know if everyone else agrees with that, or if I've just bared my soul for the first time in front of you guys.
It was beautiful, man.
Thank you.
So you don't want to take yourself too seriously.
I try not to know.
Why is that?
Ooh. I gotta remember that there's probably 18 people live streaming this right now. I don't know. I think I mean we all went to music school.
Yeah.
We all studied music at a tertiary level, and in my experience, that happens to be a place where there are lots of people taking themselves way too seriously. So perhaps in those formative years when I was kind of coming up, learning to play in bands and learning how to write music and formulating those things, I had a really kind of, I just had loads of experiences with people that were quite off-putting, with people using music as some sort of battleground or some sort of platform to, you know, inflate their own egos.
Yep.
And so maybe it's just that kind of anti-music school mentality or something that's led me to try not to be too serious, I suppose.
Okay. I'm not going to grill you any further on air, but afterwards I want to dig deeper on this.
Yeah, good. I'm sure
topic.
this is a scab that needs to be scratched.
I think so. But I do want to mention your song title, Have You Fed Baby Huey? Because, as you know, I love your cat, Baby Huey. The fabulous Baby Huey.
The fabulous Baby Huey.
Who has his own Instagram account. I recommend you all go and follow right now.
Yeah, Jethro runs the Instagram account at the fabulous Baby Huey. Follow, like, share, subscribe, etc.
It's like a blue short, like a blue Russian short hair.
Yeah, I think it's blue Russian.
Yeah, we're not actually quite sure. My mum has this farm, and someone gave her these cats so that they could catch the mice. And there were these two cats, and they were brother and sister, and one of them was great at catching mice. One of them was just a gun, and the other one would just creep through the dog door in the house and sleep on the bed all day. So my mum was just kind of like, this cat is not paying its way. It clearly just wants to live in a share house in Coburg with a bunch of people who spend a lot of time on the couch.
And that's the fabulous Baby Huey.
Yeah, so we got him.
Fabulous at other things, just not catching mice.
Fabulous at sleeping. Fabulous at being fed. Fabulous at managing to be fed by other people. We can't let him outside anymore with this whole COVID-19 kind of vibe, because we're positive that he sneaks into other people's houses and kind of gets some attention and love from there, and we can't have that coming.
So he's
into our
about to
house.
lose a lot of weight potentially.
Yeah.
Just being fed once a day. But have you fed Baby Huey? Like, which cat doesn't remind you that they haven't been fed?
Yeah,
like,
no, totally.
Minute by minute.
It was kind of like a morning thing where I'd wake up, I'd come into the kitchen, and every morning it's like, oh, Jethro, have you fed Baby Huey today? It's like, yeah, I fed him, because he's sitting by the bowl, like waiting to be fed, as if he hasn't. It's
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you go.
I was going to say, our friend Kaylee made us this little chart that says, have you fed him today? But we just kind of got lazy, stopped using it.
Poor Baby Huey.
Shout out to Kaylee for making that.
Thanks, Kaylee. And Bob Knob again. I also want to talk to you about your DIY philosophy. I guess not just in the way that I know All News is Good News was recorded, like in bedrooms and hallways and bathrooms, but just in the philosophy of, so your label, College of Knowledge, it's all very much run independently, and I'd just love to know more about that philosophy. Is that something that runs deep within the band and, you know, the bands that on the label and the label itself, and what that actually means?
Yeah, I think us starting College of Knowledge and that being a little bit of a framework for what we do kind of comes from two main sources. One of them is that so much of the music that we really love and the music that kind of steers what we do in a major way is music that's been made by labels like Motown or Stax, or in the kind of current era, Big Crown and Truth and Soul and Daptone.
Yep.
The thing that those labels all have in common is that the producers are writing the tunes.
Mm-hmm.
They're, engineering the tunes. Sometimes they're playing on the tunes. And the catalogs are made up of various artists that have heaps of crossover. It's, perhaps it's a house band, or perhaps it's just, similar kind of characters, the same players playing on all the different kind of projects, whether that's vocal music or instrumental music. And so when we thought about what music we really wanted to make,
mm-hmm.
That's kind of the framework that we really fit into. So starting our own label with a studio in our house with our gear that we're all kind of learning how to use together, learning how to make records together. I think that's a major part. The other part is when we started Surprise Chef, we didn't really see any labels around or local kind of structures that we could see Surprise Chef really fitting into.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just thought we might as well create our own, carve out a little bit of a thing.
Love it. So Karate Boogaloo is another band on the label. Anyone else at this stage?
Yeah, there's a very mysterious band called The Proteins.
Okay.
Which is a band that has released 3 albums in the past 2 years and 1 7-inch, and they have 2 more LPs that are finished and an EP.
Wow.
Yeah, it's led by Hudson Whitlock, who plays drums in Karate Boogaloo.
Oh, yeah.
And the players on the records are us. I think we've all played on Protein stuff here and there. The KB people.
So very much within the philosophy of college knowledge.
Yeah, the idea with the Proteins is Hudson will just write a bunch of tunes and we'll just get together in the studio in a weekend and just record everything that we've just kind of learn and arrange and record it on the spot kind
Amazing.
of thing.
I have so many questions to ask about that, but I want to ask you one more question because I'm dying to hear some more music. About All News is Good News. You've released it locally, and you were telling me before we went on air that you're about to release it worldwide.
Yeah, so we put out All News is Good News on College of Knowledge in November 2019, a few months ago.
Do you still subscribe to that adage?
Yeah, I know. We played a gig the other day, and it was kind of like people actually took it quite seriously, and we had reviews of the record, which focused on like tearing down that mentality. Like, despite the album being called All News is Good News, we all know that isn't true. It's like,
no, I'm very much about positivity.
Yeah, I think the thing about All News is Good News, it can't be taken too seriously, but the idea is any information that you get helps you understand everything better, and in my opinion, it's better to know.
College of knowledge.
College of knowledge, yeah, that's the thing. News, knowledge, it's all about learning. So anyway, we put that out on our label a couple of months ago, and there's a label in the UK called Mr. Bongo, and they're based in Brighton. They have a record store. I met Heather, who works in their distribution department at the record store in Melbourne that I work at, called Plug 7, about a year ago. And she bought some of the releases, some of the College of Knowledge records we had in stock. And since then, when she went back to the UK, the Mr. Bongo store kind of stocked all the College of Knowledge stuff. When we put out a record, they'd buy some copies of it. And I suppose their customer base was buying it. And when we put out All News is Good News, they asked if we wanted to release the record again on their label. I mean, we're Jethro and I run the label together. We're really just fumbling around in the dark trying to work out how to do all this stuff. So the record's going to come out again on Mr. Bongo.
Great. At
the end of May, and it's going to, be done proper. There's going to be people who know what they're doing putting it out. It's not just going to be us in our kitchen with our cat at our laptops, like writing press releases and stuff.
So are there any marked differences in the way this is being re-released that you can point to for our listeners?
Absolutely not. Viewers? No, it'll just say Mr. Bongo on the sticker, I think. Okay. I think they will have a little hype sticker that'll have a couple of little sentences about the record that we didn't have a hype sticker. But otherwise, it's just kind of the same.
But they're distributing worldwide?
Yeah, they're doing the whole world. So they have I hope, pretty established, network of stores and stuff around the world that they sell to. But more than that, I suppose they hold a particularly kind of weighty position within our culture, if I may say. They have been connected to some really important reissues of American, African, Brazilian, South American reissues over the past. And so a lot of us have kind of learnt about MPB and Afrobeat and Afro disco and deep soul and disco and all that kind of stuff through their compilations and their reissues. So I suppose them releasing our record gives us a little bit of a little bit of place within that, I suppose.
That's so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really cool. And all the College of Knowledge artists are also going to be released on the
No,
label?
that's not the plan so far,
Okay.
but maybe we can get some.
Yeah, see what
you know,
happens.
We got KB Karate Boogaloo have a tune coming out tomorrow, and we're putting out their LP in May as well.
Cool.
But yeah, that's just going to
They're
be.
going to come into small time too in a
Absolutely.
few weeks, next month.
Totally.
Well, I could just keep chatting for a long time, but let's not do that. Play on. What are you going to play next?
This is a tune off All News is Good News. It's called Herbie Hemphill. There was a dude in the TV show Surprise Chef who do a
But
little
not related
segment.
to the TV
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
just
I don't.
like-
It's definitely not about him, but there was a guy, and his name was Herbie Hemphill, and this is what the tune's about.
Amazing. Thanks so much.
Ready?
Amazing. I wasn't sure if that was another false ending, so I was
Yeah,
reluctant to clap. But thank you so much for coming into Small Time. That was incredible. Absolutely loved it. Thank you so much. I also just want to reiterate that we always are excited and thrilled to bring you live streams. We're particularly honoured at the moment to be able to stream live for you such incredible talent like Surprise Chef, because this is a really scary and uncertain time, and so we're really thrilled to be able to share such incredible talent with you. And I also want to say, please keep supporting local artists by All News is Good News, support College of Knowledge Records, amazing label, support your local businesses. Small Time does pizza, come in and grab a slice or grab some takeaway. Just keep supporting, being kind to each other. We're just all in it together. But thank you so much, Surprise Chef. That was unbelievable. Loved it.
Thank you.
Cough into your elbow.
Yeah.
And
I was really trying not to do that. I didn't want to cough.
all good.
I was going to call the cops if I cough again.
Just don't.
Can't catch it over there.
Thanks for tuning into Small Time TV. Go Dogs.